Hello everybody. So, about a month ago, I started this series of tests for an upcoming fan animation based on the Green Ember book series by S.D Smith. And there were three main goals. Number 1, determine how to adapt rabbits with human characteristics into a shape and style that fits the tone of the books. Number 2, make sure they can be animated expressively and in a believable manner while performing human and rabbit motions. And finally, find methods of creating environments that can match the feel of the books and that I can make within a reasonable amount of time. Let us begin. First up, basic proportions. These bunnies need to be fun and rabbit-like, but also capable of expressing some real emotion and serious emotion through body language and facial expressions. These may be bunny books, but man, they can hit hard, especially towards the end, so I want the style to reflect that. After a quick emotion test, I was happy with the face shape, but the hair wasn't looking great.
Yeah, you're right. There's still a chance. There's always a chance.
The goal going forward, use a Kuwara filter to achieve a similar look to Puss in Boots 2, where the fur appears painterly but more detailed as the character nears the camera. End test number 1. Test 2. I redesigned Pickett from the ground up. Using my new proportions as a base, I was able to focus on giving him more of a sense of style and personality. I began by creating a low poly model, attempting to get as close to my end result as possible so that I could just focus on details during sculpting. This allowed retopology to go way faster as well, since I was able to just reuse my low poly model with a few tweaks. Since I'm trying to go fast, I only connected pieces I knew would need to be attached to each other. For example, I made these straps a part of the tunic's retopology, but left these bags loose, since I know they can be weight painted fully to the hips bone, while the straps need to follow the bend of the shirt. I could even add bones to the bag so they can bounce around a bit. I also didn't worry about literally attaching the scabbard to the belt. I just gave it a strap of the same color to give it the illusion that it was. I also skipped out on doing a high detailed retopology for rendering, as I realized I need to put more care into that than I have in the past to achieve a good result, and I don't have time. Plus, since Pickett has a pretty good retopology, the jagged edges aren't really noticeable. I adapted the rig I created for Paige to work for Pickett, doing all the weight painting from scratch for a clean result. I updated the rig UI's code for Pickett and his special features, like this bone I can use to give his sword a sense of weight or momentum while it sits in his scabbard. This is super simple, by the way. It's a damped track constraint on the scabbard bone pointing at this gravity bone that you can move around and then adjust the influence. The influence I want may change shot for shot, so I added a driver to the properties bone and rig UI for quick access. Then came the animations for human-ish rabbits. I did a few separate animations, each ending on the same idle pose and using root motion for any movement, like how you'd do for video games. Then I just added them end-to-end in the NLA editor. For each animation, I did a key poses pass first, then a detailed blocking, then dialed in the timing with some extra momentum poses, and finally I switched to spline and did some polishing, but not too much, just to keep the tests moving along. We now enter the final test, environments, and fitting everything together. I built the scenes first in 3D. I didn't do details, just enough to give me some lighting and geometry information, as well as providing an anchor for multiple shots. I then could take a render of the background or a few projections if the camera needed to move around a bit more. Then I painted this render over in Affinity Photo. Now, I'm not great at painting yet, but as I practice, I'm sure my speed and quality will improve. But in the meantime, I made an effort to focus on the important areas while hiding my mistakes as much as possible. I should have gone back and put the bench painting on top of the fire instead of through it next time. To help the scene feel cohesive, I put 3D objects in the mid and foreground that are painted to look 2D. I also added some movement to the painted areas, like falling leaves, to help them feel a little more alive. Oh, also, I created another character to see if I could create rabbits that can be distinguished between. And that's it. There's plenty more to dial in and discover as I make this short film, but with the foundation laid, I am now ready to begin.